have you ever happened to be in this kind of situation where you are spending some time, I don't know, vacation, you're in a kind of resort and you just happen to see the one person you are attracted to, like attracted to, I mean, you find, for example, attractive, and you're like, kind of thinking about them, asking yourself if they think about you, all that stuff. Or, just like just like weird moving on. I don't know even like that's so fucked up because like we never actually got to meet that person. And the person is always like kind of stuck in the back of my head. But like not for a long time. Like for example, last week I started to watch Doctor House. I started to watch this serial because I don't know, it just happened to be there. And I don't know, it was kind of late at night. I finished, I think, Seven movie. That was an amazing movie. Um, and yeah, and all of a sudden, Doctor House just popped out on Netflix and started playing. And I was like, kind of interested. And now I'm kind of like, involved emotionally. And yeah, there's like this one really hot guy. And yeah, like I think he's actually good looking. And and I was just like, oh my god, that's so cool because I kind of have like movie crash or any kind of that stuff. And I was like, okay, but sometimes I just get too much emotional involved. Like I get too attached, for example, to a character, and it does not matter if it's boy or girl, any kind of this thing. I just get emotionally involved with something in a movie or any kind of thing, and when it's gone, I'm like, I don't want it to be gone, So, for example, when I was watching Prison Break, and that's gonna be a spoiler, like Veronica died, I was like, because I already went on TikTok and searched, edits and all of that stuff, and Veronica turned out to die, and I needed to know exactly when she dies because I didn't want to be sad because like she would be dead, but like I know it's the whole point of a movie serial, that like you need to be emotionally involved and you need to be like, whoa, that happened, that's so amazing, you kind of need to have the kind of emotional things. But I don't like that. I like knowing what will happen because like the waiting and it's just like killing me. The tension, for example, when I'm watching a thriller and there's like something, they're building the emotions, the things, and then I'm like, I know the balloon's gonna pop, but like I can't do that. Like I'll already go and play Blockburst on my phone because like I can't take the pressure, if you get me. So yeah, so I'm gonna be really sad when the pretty Australian blonde haired boy will be gone of Doctor House. I don't know when it's gonna be, but yeah. But like now let's go to the real life. So I'm like, sometimes, it's not like I get this, it's not like every day. For example, when I go shopping something and and like I see someone, it's just like, oh, okay, good looking, I would never date you. That's like most of the time, but like fuck that. Anyway, we're gonna talk about what the fuck. Wait, I just like what the fuck I'm speaking. It's so hard to put those like like not even thoughts. It's just so hard to express myself with words. It just kind of like but okay. So I wanted to say that when I go on a vacation, for example, or on a camp, or somewhere, and there just happened to be someone that I kind of found attractive, and all of a sudden I'm like, kind of kind of in the back of my like back of my head is just like kind of thinking, what if we met, blah blah blah, like all the kind of scenarios are already building in my head. But in the end of the day, when I think is like, I would never date them. Like, for example, they're too short or any kind of this thing. Like, most of the time, it's just like they're too short for me. And I'm like, why do I do that if I don't want to do that in real life? It's just like, I can create myself an entertainment in my head. And it's just like, I don't want it to become real. Because I know that in the end of the day, I would probably never date them, anyone. And I like the way it is right now. and I kind of know that, so I would just kind of play with them, and that's why I never meet them, because that would be bad for them. I don't know. I kind of always explain this way to myself, but yeah. But it's just like it's so easily for me to kind of like start the whole process of doing all that stuff. And Emma Chamberlain said that it's because like when we never meet someone, we create a perfect vision of them in our minds. And I think it's really true, because you never get to know them, you never know the flaws. So it's just like your creativity. So I actually had I met a no, I never met the guy. I was just like kind of like, okay, you could like, I could see us together. I was like, I was like, I saw him somewhere, and I was like, okay, we could be together. But like, I don't want that. But like, I see the vision, But like, I would never ever consider us being kind of like now together. It's just like always something in the future, maybe. But like, it's not a fuck. It's like I don't see that. I don't see that in real life. I see that in my mind. But in the same time, and I created so perfect vision of them in my head that even if I met them, I would be completely like I would be disappointed. I would be really disappointed if I met them. That's why I don't want to meet them, because it's like if I did that, it would like ruin the whole concept of the person I have in my head. And in the same time, I would date him only because of the image I created in my mind of him. That's probably not true and will never be true, but I like, so it's kind of like I would be in the relationship with the guy in my head, not the guy in real life. So like, why would I do that? Also, like, oh my god, guys, it's so hard for me to actually explain it in a word, so it would actually make sense. I hope you kind of understood what I'm speaking about, because it is like, it's kind of like, okay, I can like, oh, I see you, you're cute. I'm gonna think about a few scenarios when we meet, but in the end of the day, I wouldn't like do anything with you. In the end of the day, just like, I don't even, that's so weird, guys. Actually, the scenarios of like strictly friendships, nothing more. Just like, I don't know. It's kind of like having conversation. Fuck that. That's so uncomfortable for me to speak about that. Okay, guys, I will stop because I'm getting uncomfortable, and something is like, no, something is not letting me speak about that myself. But like, I would already want to cancel this episode and record a new one. But like, I think I did an amazing job before when I was speaking about the fictional part in movies, and I don't want to ruin that, so I'll like stick to it. So yeah, guys, I love you so much, and we're gonna hear on Friday. Okay, babe. Okay.